Assalamualaikum and hi. Let's dive into our video. To begin with, I'd like to ask you a question. Have you ever heard of information technology literacy? I'm quite sure most of you don't have this in your daily vocabulary. So, for further understanding, let's start by looking at the definition of information technology literacy. Information literacy is the ability to know when there is a need for information, to be able to identify, locate, evaluate, and effectively use that information for the issue or problem at hand. Now that we have a rough idea of what it is, let's move on to the types of information. We have 6 types of information, the first one being oral information. This refers to any information taken from interviews, conversations, and narrations of events or experiences. Next, we have textual information that refers to any information taken from written text that presents facts, findings, poetry, and fictional writing. Apart from that, bibliographic information, which is citation of works and references to other works. Fourth, numeric information, referring to the data that can be measured and in the form of numbers, for example, census, financial reports, and report cards. We also have graphical information that refers to any graphical and pictorial representation of facts, data, and information, for example, bar graphs, line graph, and etc. Last but not least is multimedia, referring to the content that combines and brings together different types of informations. Moving forward, we have 6 stages to solve informational problems. The first stage is determine, which is to determine exactly what the information problem is and the specific information needed for the problem. Secondly is decision, making decisions and selecting sources appropriate to the defined task. Thirdly is to decide on a strategy and carry it out. The fourth step is ability, being able to read, view, listen, or interact with the information and decide what is valuable for the situation. Fifth is restruct or repack information into new or different formats to meet the requirements of the task. Lastly is evaluate, to evaluate how effectively and efficiently the information problem-solving process was conducted. Assalamualaikum and hi. Let's dive into our video. To begin with, I'd like to ask you a question. Have you ever heard of information technology literacy? I'm quite sure most of you don't have this in your daily vocabulary. So, for further understanding, let's start by looking at the definition of information technology literacy. Now that that's done with, we can turn our focus from information literacy to technology literacy. Technology literacy is the ability to use, comprehend, manage, and analyze technology safely, effectively, and responsibly. This literacy includes using technology to evaluate, create, and integrate information. Being technologically literate is increasingly important in today's digital world, as technology plays a significant role in many aspects of daily life and work. The components of technology literacy include digital skills, which is the proficiency in using computers, mobile devices, and software applications for tasks like word processing, spreadsheet management, and graphic design. Also, internet skills, which is the ability to navigate the internet effectively, including searching for information, evaluating sources, and understanding web safety. Lastly is communication skills, which is the ability to effectively communicate through digital channels such as email, social media, and video conferencing. Moving on to the next slide is advantages of technology literacy, which include improved efficiency, which is to perform tasks more efficiently, saving time and resources. Access to information, which is easy access to vast amounts of information online, aiding in research, learning, and decision-making. Enhanced communication, which is communication through email, social media, video conferencing, and more. Of course, nothing is complete without disadvantages. As for technology literacy, the disadvantages include digital divide, which is that not everyone has equal access to technology, creating disparities in opportunities and access to information. There is also a concern of privacy, which is because technology literacy can expose individuals to privacy risks such as data breaches and surveillance. Lastly is dependence. Over-reliance on technology can lead to addiction, reduced face-to-face interaction, and mental health issues. Assalamualaikum and hi. Let's dive into our video. To begin with, I'd like to ask you a question. Have you ever heard of information technology literacy? I'm quite sure most of you don't have this in your daily vocabulary. So, for further understanding, let's start by looking at the definition of information technology literacy. Moving on to the last section, the importance of both information literacy and technology literacy. The importance of technology literacy include employability. Many jobs require basic technology skills. Being tech literate can make you more competitive in the job market. Apart from that is from the aspect of education. Technology is integrated into modern education. Tech literacy is essential for students to excel in their studies. Lastly is healthcare. Healthcare is growing. Being tech-savvy can help individuals manage their health and access medical information. Last but not least is the importance of information literacy. First of all, it promotes problem-solving approaches and thinking skills. Secondly, employers want people with strong analytical and problem-solving skills. And thirdly is information literacy allows us to cope with the data smog by equipping us with the necessary skills to recognize when we need information. Now that we've come to an end, I hope this video has brought some light to your understanding on information and technological literacy. That's all from us. Thank you. Assalamualaikum and hi. Let's dive into our video. To begin with, I'd like to ask you a question. Have you ever heard of information technology literacy? I'm quite sure most of you don't have this in your daily vocabulary. So, for further understanding, let's start by looking at the definition of information technology literacy.